You wake up one day, look in the mirror, and you realize something terrifying has happened. You haven't just aged, you have disappeared. The world walks past you. Women who used to hold their gaze for a second longer now look right through you as if you are made of glass. Society tells you that your time is done.
They tell you to step aside, to sit quietly in the corner, to be the nice old man who doesn't cause trouble.
You feel a specific kind of pain in your chest, not a physical pain, but the crushing weight of irrelevance. You worked for 40 years, you built a life. You survived heartbreaks, financial crashes, and the death of loved ones. You carry a mountain of wisdom inside your head, yet the world treats you like a relic. And the worst part? You have started to believe them. You have started to believe that desire, attraction, and raw magnetism are games for the young. You see these boys, 20, 30 years old, running around with no direction, no spine, and no idea who they are, getting the attention you think you've lost. It makes you feel bitter. It makes you feel like you are wasting away, sitting on a goldmine of value that nobody wants to buy.
But let me tell you the truth, that society is terrified to whisper in your ear.
You are not invisible because you are weak. You are invisible because you are dangerous, and they don't know how to handle you. The reason you feel this disconnect is that you are trying to play a game that was designed for children, using rules that no longer apply to a king. The moment you stop apologizing for your age and start weaponizing it, the dynamic flips instantly. Women, especially high-quality feminine women, are biologically programmed to ignore boys and search for men who have survived. They are not looking for the loudest person in the room. They are looking for the monster who learned to control his power. You possess something that no 30-year-old can fake, survival. But you are wasting it. You are throwing it away by trying to act young, by smiling too much, by being too nice. Today, we are going to kill that nice old man identity. We are going to resurrect the man you were meant to be. This is not about tricks. This is about biological dominance. If you are tired of being overlooked, and you are ready to reclaim the respect and desire that is your birthright, you need to commit to this. I'm going to share secrets that most men take to their graves. Do not just watch this video, absorb it. Press the subscribe button right now if you are done being invisible. Join the few men who understand that life begins when you stop caring what others think. Like this video to signal that you are ready to accept the truth, no matter how harsh it is. Let's begin. Let's strip away the modern lies and look at raw evolutionary psychology. For thousands of years, a man's value was not determined by his smooth skin or his lack of gray hair. It was determined by his ability to survive chaos. A young man is a volatile asset. He is full of testosterone, yes, but he is also full of insecurity, confusion, and potential failure. When a woman looks at a 25-year-old, she sees a gamble. He might succeed or he might crash and burn. He is an unproven concept. But when a woman looks at a man over 60 who has kept himself together, she sees the rarest currency on earth: certainty. You have already survived the wars. You have already weathered the storms. You are still standing. In the deep, primal brain of a female, this signals ultimate safety. But most men over 60 ruin this advantage by trying to compete with the young man on his turf. You try to dress like them, use their slang, or act overly energetic. This is repulsive. It smells of desperation. When you try to act younger, you are signaling to her that you are ashamed of who you are. And if you are ashamed of yourself, why should she desire you? The secret that women can't resist is the mountain frame. Imagine a storm crashing against a mountain. The storm screams, the wind howls, the rain beats down. Does the mountain scream back? Does the mountain try to explain itself? No. The mountain simply exists. It endures. This is the energy you must project. When a woman tests you, when she acts chaotic, when life gets hard, you do not react. You do not get flustered. You do not raise your voice. You look at the chaos with the calm, bored eyes of a man who has seen it all before. This non-reactivity is intoxicating. Young men cannot do this because they haven't lived enough. They panic. You don't. That silence, that pause before you speak, that ability to sit in a chair and not fidget, that is what makes a woman's heart race. It tells her that you are the anchor in her ocean. One of the biggest tragedies I see is men over 60 becoming people pleasers. You feel that because you are older, you have to be extra accommodating to get attention. You buy dinners, you listen to boring stories, you agree with opinions you actually hate, just to keep the peace. You think this makes you kind. Psychology tells us it makes you look submissive. Women do not desire men they can control. It is biologically impossible. If she can bend you, she cannot trust you to protect her. The most powerful word in your vocabulary right now is no. The ability to set a boundary without anger is the mark of a high-status male. Imagine this scenario. She changes plans at the last minute or speaks to you with a tone of disrespect. The nice old man would let it slide to avoid conflict. The awakened man over 60 stops everything. He looks her in the eyes, holds the gaze for 3 seconds, and says, "I don't tolerate that," or simply, "No, that doesn't work for me." And then he goes silent. He is willing to walk away. This willingness to walk away is the single most attractive trait you can possess.
It signals that you value your own dignity more than you value her validation.
Most men are wasting their later years chasing validation like hungry dogs. When you stop chasing and start evaluating, when you become the one who decides who enters your life, you become the prize. You must realize that your time is now more valuable than money. You have less of it left, which makes it more expensive. Do not give it to anyone who does not earn it. Now we must address the physical. I am not telling you to get plastic surgery or dye your hair jet black. In fact, dyeing your hair is often a mistake. It looks like you are hiding. The silver fox archetype works because it embraces the aging process, but refines it. Women are attracted to health, not youth. There is a difference. A 60-year-old man with a gut hanging over his belt, bad posture, and stained clothes signals giving up. It signals death. But a 60-year-old man who stands straight, who dresses with sharp, classic intention, collared shirts, well-fitted jackets, leather boots, and who takes care of his body signals, power. You need to understand the concept of kinetic empathy. This is how you move. Young men move fast, they are twitchy, you must move slow. Slow movement signals that you are in control of your environment. When you turn your head, turn it slowly. When you blink, blink slowly. When you reach for your drink, do it with deliberation. This slowness is heavy. It carries weight. It draws the eye. It subconsciously tells everyone in the room that you are not afraid of anything. Combine this with impeccable grooming.
Your scent should be subtle. Wood, leather, tobacco notes. Not the cheap body sprays young men wear.
Your hands should be clean but look capable.
You are not trying to look like a model. You are looking like a general.
A general doesn't run. He commands. Stop rushing through your life. Slow down and watch the world start to revolve around you. This is the point that brings everything together. Why are women truly exhausted by modern dating? Because modern men are emotionally draining. They require constant reassurance. Do I look good? Do you love me? Why didn't you text back? It is exhausting for a woman to be the mother and the therapist for her partner. This is where you win the war without fighting. You become the sanctuary. Because you are over 60, you should have reached a point of outcome independence. You know who you are. You don't need her to tell you that you are a good man. You don't need her to validate your career. When she comes to you with her problems, her drama, or her chaotic energy, you do not join her in the chaos. You provide a space of absolute warmth and non-judgment. You listen, you offer a piece of wisdom, short, concise, and profound, and you make her feel safe. You become the eye of the hurricane. This is not about being passive. It is about being solid. When a woman feels that her emotional waves cannot drown you, she feels an intense, magnetic pull to be near you. She wants to rest her head on your shoulder because your shoulder is the only thing in her life that isn't moving. Most men are wasting this. They get jealous, they get petty, they get argumentative. You must be above that. You are the oak tree. Let the wind blow. You stay rooted. The world has lied to you for decades. It has whispered in your ear that your age is a sickness, that your time has passed, and that your role now is to fade quietly into the background. They want you to believe that your gray hair is a sign of weakness, but I have just shown you that it is your greatest weapon. However, a weapon is useless if you leave it in the sheath, rusting away in the dark. You have to draw it. You have to stop apologizing for your existence. You have to stop walking into rooms looking for permission to be there. When you walk into a room from today onwards, walk with the heavy, undeniable knowledge that you have survived what others fear. You have lived through heartbreaks that would crush the spirit of a younger man. You have navigated financial winters, personal losses, and the brutal storms of life, and you are still standing. That is not a weakness. That is a badge of honor that no money can buy. Be the mountain that refuses to move when the wind screams. Be the sanctuary where a woman finds peace in a chaotic world. But most importantly, be the man who is willing to walk away from anyone or anything that does not serve his higher purpose. This is the ultimate power move. When you are no longer afraid of being alone, you become invincible. Do not let the last chapter of your life be a story of what if, or I wish I had. Let it be the chapter where the king returns to reclaim his throne. You have 2 choices left, and the clock is ticking. You can continue to be the nice old man who is ignored, invisible, and forgotten while he is still alive. Or you can step into the light, embrace your dark masculine power, and force the world to respect you, not by demanding it, but by being it. You will not have to chase women. You will have to fight them off, because authenticity is the rarest resource on earth. The script of your past is written, but the pen is now in your hand for the finale. Do not write a tragedy. Write a legend. Now go live it.